guys, welcome back to my channel. Lindsay here, otherwise known as @LMW2491 over on the Poshmark app. And today we're going to be talking about how to maximize your efficiency when it comes to storing your inventory for Poshmark. This is going to be an especially great tutorial and video for if you're somebody selling on Poshmark currently and you have over 200 active listings, because that means that you have a lot of things to store, and if you're like me, I only have a very tiny place to store them, so this is the way that I have found the most success that I am going to show you now. So the first thing that I've done is I've gone onto Google Docs and created a spreadsheet to help me write down measurements as I am preparing my item to be inventoried. So right here, I am going to go ahead and measure my garment first, because on the spreadsheet itself, it asks for measurements, the size of the tag, and any style or keywords that I feel I might want to include in the listing itself. So with a shirt like this, I'm going to take the bust measurement first. I'm going to write that on my spreadsheet. And then I'm going to go ahead and take the length measurement as well. This shirt actually is a little shorter in the front than it is in the back, so I take both of those measurements to be as precise as possible. I'll transfer that over to my spreadsheet right here. And finally, what I do for my garment is I look for the tag on the inside seam if there is one, and I will check to see what the fabrication is or what the material content is. I get a lot of buyer questions asking, what is this made out of? What's the material? So if I can just preface that up front and put that in my listing immediately, that just seems to be the best way to go about business. And so I will write that down on my spreadsheet here. This one happened to be 100% polyester, which I indicated. Now it's time to fold my garment. So this is a garment folder that I ended up getting on Amazon. It was only about 10 or 12 bucks. And what I like to do when I fold my garment with this is place my garment face down so that the tag, when everything is said and done, is actually facing up, which you'll see in a second. Because this is short sleeves, it doesn't extend over the left or the right, but it will extend past the bottom. So I want to make sure that I'm folding that up to accurately make sure that, it's not hanging off of the folder itself. And then I'll fold left, I'll fold right, and finally I'll do one final fold up, so that you get a perfectly folded garment, which is now ready to be placed in a self-sealing bag for storage. So this is the self-sealing bag that I have bought off of Amazon. I will link that below, so if you want to go check that out, you can. These are super easy to use. They literally have this piece that peels off, and there's some sticky tape on there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and place my folded garment into the bag, with the tag side showing on the side of the bag that does not have writing on it for presentability purposes. Here I'm just tucking down the garment so that the tape or the sticky side doesn't get onto the garment itself. And then I'm just going to fold that down, press on the tape, and make sure that the air is all squeezed out to make that as thin as possible. So here's the final product. This is what my buyer sees when they get their package, and so it is protected and sealed nicely. Here are some labels that I like to put onto the package itself, and these are for the inventory number. So I take the full length label, I go ahead and chop those in half because I don't need the whole thing. And I currently have a number and a letter system for inventory, so here I'm just going to write down the next number that is up for my tub, and that would be A36. I'm going to go ahead and peel that off and place that onto the bag itself. Make sure again that the air is pressed out of the bag, and there we go. That is ready to be placed into storage until it is purchased. So now I'm going to quickly take you through some more inventorying. I'm going to do 3 more garments here with the same process of getting the measurements for the garments, making sure that I have any style words indicated on my spreadsheet, and then folding the garment, placing it in the self-sealing bag, and putting my inventory number on that bag itself. So here we go. here's an example of what my spreadsheet ended up looking like with all of the categories that I had written down about the garments. And then as you see, my actual listings have the inventory number right there, so that once that item is purchased, I can just pull that really easily from my tub, and it's really hassle-free. And then here would be how I place those items that I just put into the self-sealing bags into my tubs. Each tub is really nice because even though it looks pretty tiny and doesn't take up much space, it does hold a ton of items. This tub in particular has about 60 tops in it. So you can see how much that actually maximizes efficiency when you're able to fold the garment down that far because you folded the item correctly and placed it in those airtight self-seal bags first.